Hey again, everyone, and welcome back to the channel for yet another installment in our new figure showcase series, where we take a look at a newer addition into the collection. And as is probably expected at this point, we're sticking to Marvel, just going to a different movie, a different part of the world. We're looking at the Red Hulk action figure based on the character's first appearance in the MCU in Captain America Brave New World. Now, look, I'm going to tell you right now, I actually enjoyed the movie. I know a lot of people didn't. It is not top tier Marvel. It is not. For me, top tier Marvel is Captain America Winter Soldier remains the top Marvel movie for me. I think Avengers Infinity War and Endgame rank highly behind that. But Brand New World doesn't reach those levels at all, but I also don't think it's worst, quality MCU that we've gotten. And one of the highlights, I think, was Red Hulk, especially, obviously the actor that played Thunderbolt Ross passed away, so they had to recast the role. Having Harrison Ford was, I think, a great pickup and definitely something exciting. Now, looking at the figure itself, first of all, I'm excited that we got it. I think, besides Sam Wilson and Falcon, who we didn't get, and frankly, I didn't care too much about that character, but the Red Hulk, I think, was a critical character there. And look, I think the movie did suffer from, and you could tell from a lot of changes and a lot of editing. And unfortunately, I think it lacked something that would have elevated it, which was seeing Sam's Captain America in action and seeing more Red Hulk. I think when those scenes happen at the end of the movie, the movie comes to life. Before that, it's very much, I think they were trying to do a political intrigue, which worked to a degree, but it just lacked some of the tension, I think, that some of the other Captain America movies have had. So look, this is going to be a shorter video too, because as you can tell, not many accessories. You get the figure, you don't even get a stand, and you do get some spare hands. That's it. Could they have included more? I think maybe. We've had some debris with other Hulk characters, but it is what it is. This is going to be a figure where he has to stand by himself, right? He can't hide behind any of that. Now, as far as the accessories, you get the hands. Pretty straightforward, splayed out fingers. Great paint applications on the nail, creating that kind of dark crimson red. And he's also not a bright red, even though sometimes with the light he does look like it. It's a much darker crimson. Great detailing on all of this. So I think very impressed overall. Now, you do get two head sculpts. So the first head sculpt is kind of this grimacing look. I think it looks very much like Harrison Ford. The digitized version, I think, has a little bit more detail, but this looks great. The teeth, the work on the teeth. And look, they even captured in Hulk form. Harrison Ford has that chin scar, and they captured that too. And the hair. Even though the hair is sculpted, it has that Harrison Ford look from the movie, and I like the gray on the temples as well. Red Hulk is supposed to be rage, right? And I think they captured that with this sculpt. Lots of great detail from the furrowed brow. Again, the teeth, the eyes. It's just a really phenomenal sculpt overall. Then you do get the alternate, which I didn't think I was going to like as much, but that's the Screaming sculpt. And again, same hairstyle, right? I think it's pretty much the identical look. So still works well here. The face has a lot more detail in terms of the grimacing, and the teeth and the tongue. Man, Hot Toys sculpting did incredible work here. I mean, the teeth aren't just flat, right? They have the grooves that you would expect. This sculpt looks so real for a red rage monster, right? But they did a phenomenal job with this. So again, for a character that can't hide behind much, a figure that can't hide behind much, you really needed it to stand on its own, and the sculpts deliver. Now, as far as the figure itself, look, let's get the big thing out of the way. We've seen now the Hulk figure that's gone up for pre-order with the fully seamless body. Listen, I never minded the joints, the exposed joints on these figures. They are meant to be poseable, right? And that's what I want to do with them. I don't want them to stand there as a statue. Obviously, the seamless look is great that we're getting with the Hulk. So that is the one negative. In retrospect, looking at this, looking at what Hot Toys could have done with this figure, the joints could have been hidden. Having said that, for me, it's never been an issue having exposed joints. So not a deal breaker, but I know that is for some collectors. Having those joints is something that people don't like. But I'll tell you right now, looking at him on display with some of the other figures, he blends in perfectly, right? Tons of detail. Again, that muscular arm with the veins, the chest with kind of the molded chest hair, the red. And look, in typical fashion, what does he have for in terms of clothing? He just has a pair of dress slacks that have been shredded to pieces, which surprisingly, again, right, there's that magic of the Marvel world where they stay on, which is fine. Look, this is probably the ugliest joint, which is the knee joint, right? Again, from a distance, not something you're going to notice, but up close, that is probably the worst looking joint. The arms themselves are seamless except at the shoulder, and even the feet kind of blend in nicely. So again, not really a deal breaker, but the paint applications on this, from the soft rubberized body, the hair on the legs, the nails, Hot Toys did a really good job. And even though it's easy to kind of Monday morning quarterback and say, well, now they're doing the seamless body Hulk, they could have gone back to do that. Yes, but look, I'm going to judge this figure on its own merits right now. And just like any of the other big Hulks we've gotten, he's imposing, right? He stands out. The sheer scale and magnitude of what you're getting here, coupled with the really, truly amazing sculpts, I think makes this figure. And that's pretty much it. That's what you get. As far as posability, like I said, no issues, right? With the joints and even with the seamless arms, for the lower portion, he poses well. He holds his pose well. You do get ratcheted joints at the legs too, so that's an extra plus to make sure that the figure doesn't topple over, especially with no stand included. So if you're looking to recreate any scene from the movie, you really have an opportunity. And I think he was the highlight. I know at the end he's still alive. Hopefully we see Red Hulk again in one of these other movies that are coming out. I do feel like the MCU is getting back on track. I thought Fantastic Four was great. Thunderbolts was awesome. Obviously Spider-Man Brand New Day too. And then throw in the hype that's, I think, building around Doomsday. And the rumors that we're hearing about the future of the MCU, Black Panther, X-Men, right? We know X-Men is coming, a new version. So I think it's an exciting time to kind of revisit this line. And I think down the road, people are going to be a lot more forgiving about the movies for these Phase 4 and Phase 5 films. Because I go back and look at them, and I've been doing a rewatch of the series as a whole with my kids, preparing for Doomsday. And some of those earlier movies were not good at all. Age of Ultron really comes to mind. It's not a great movie. And when you compare some of the Phase 4 movies to that, I think nostalgia plays a role in what we're getting. And just parting shot here, sorry for that aside, you see the scale here with Daredevil and The Thing. I know some people think The Thing in the MCU is undersized, but it just gives you a real impression for how massive this figure is. So beautiful release. Again, even if you didn't like the movie, I think he's a standout character. If you get a chance to get him and you like the Hulk versions of these figures, please, by all means, it's fantastic. So just my thoughts. Let me know yours, and we'll touch base on the next one.